Not quite here before me. Sorry to disappoint. Uh, but close, very close. Uh, that's just the opening screen. Well, I guess if you count that, then yes. But I am here. Worry not. There it is. Hi, Clee. I'm doing okay. How about you? I had to work this morning, but we got out in like 5 hours, so not bad. Moving some things around. Here we go. Okay, I think that's everything set up. Can I just relax? That's good. Good to have days to relax. Otherwise, you know, the stress just builds. So something my work has trouble understanding. Alright, hoping we'll get Caesar today if I can get enough rolls accumulated. But we'll see if that happens. Alright. I have lots of batteries too, so we'll have to do a little farming. We can do that later. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this. Trying to get further in this game sure takes a while. And yeah, manifesting. That's all I can do. Hopefully it yields results, bears fruit. I feel like the odds are not in my favor, but at the same time, I mean, it's got to happen eventually, right? Every roll's a 50-50. It happens or it doesn't. So, you know, there's that. Staying positive. Yeah, this guy's an attribute shield. Okay. Alright. Yet again, working on the weekend, go in, do nothing all day, and then go home and get paid for it. Absolutely insane.
Quickly now.
I can. It'll take a little bit of setting up, but we can do that later tonight. I do want to get some progress in ZZZ, so I don't just completely fail to keep up with it. But yeah, we'll do that later. It's a pretty slow game, so better for when I'm a little more tired. Not that it's always a slow game, but I did play it just a little bit to make sure all the systems I need are available. So I want to do basically a self-sufficient run where you don't trade with other players or interact with the community in any way. You just have to figure it out yourself. The point being that that's a lot harder to do. Artifact system? Oh, are you talking about for upgrading the skills? Or are you talking... Wait, different game maybe? I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe Aether's on the way to you? Okay. We're hoping this guy gets sedatives. That's not sus at all.
In position. Quickly now.
Oh, the discs. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know where you get those yet. Yeah, I have no idea how that even works. So, considering, like, I have one, I think, but I've not seen any since. So yeah, probably relatable. I just can't relate yet. Oh my goodness! You teleport.
Say no more.
Yeah, I started a. I think it's hardcore. There's hardcore and Iron Man in Dead Frontier. One of them is self-sufficient. The other one is one life. I think Iron Man's one life.
Amateurs.
This won't hurt. Not.
And they've added systems for basically being able to get like basic stuff done and the services that players usually offer without, you know, having them. So everything is there to make it like viable. So yeah, we'll try that out. I want to see how it goes. I don't know. It'll be good for talking because the intense stuff is pretty rare, but when it does happen, it's usually pretty intense. Gets a little tight. So I think it'll be fun as long as I hit some of those tense situations, which will just happen by pushing boundaries. That's a great question. It would have been whatever my first stream of it was. It's probably like a week or two, but I have not kept up on the dailies strictly. I only really play on stream. Like I'll do the literal errands if I'm not streaming, but otherwise I don't push the story forward or anything. Just because I want it to all be, you know, on a stream. Anton asked for us. Oh no, not Anton, not bro. One is easy. No, Dead Frontier has like no story. Not that there's no lore, but like there's no plot to follow or anything. It is purely just you kill zombies, you loot stuff, and you try to level up and push out. It's a very old game originally. Oh no, Anton has our number. We're gonna get Broboed into oblivion. But yeah, it's mostly about fighting zombies and bosses and things like that, looting. Very basic game, but a lot of fun. The zombie variety is pretty wide. It's a top-down game, so it's unique in that sense. You don't see a lot of those anymore that are at least of that type. Oh, real bro! Oh, man. Anyway, he trusts Mr. Whore. Okay. There's a good chance you've heard about it at some point in your life. It's been up for like 20 years, probably. Maybe not 20, maybe 15, 10 to 15, something like that. It's old, but still in operation. Not the bro. But bro. Hollow's a dangerous place, yep. Ready to dive? Where are we diving to? What do you mean? This isn't Dave the Diver. What the hell?
Thanks for coming, Proxy. Bellabog Industries has decided to officially start the search for the prototype.
I'm glad you made up your mind. Bet it wasn't easy.
Yes, the prototype carries important company technology. As president, I can't just leave it out there. As for finding the prototype, Grace is the expert. Sorry, but I have other things to deal with today, so you can talk to her about it.
President, wait!
What do these options even mean? Okay, number one, I guess.
Kaleda walked away with her head hung low. There's still a bit of a grudge between her and Grace.
She did say something kind of rude.
Don't worry, Ben. The president isn't the kind of person to change her mind after making a decision.
Yes, and that's enough for Sweet Pea. I'll find a way to deal with the rest of it.
Okay, then.
Let's begin, Proxy. We'll start with the incident involving the lost smart machines. After carrying out a careful inspection, I found their logic cores were functioning properly and showed no signs of being corrupted by ether. They changed because they were receiving signals from the prototype. I'll skip the details, but the gist is the operating power of their logic cores has been improved. That is to say, the children became smarter by communicating with the prototype. But of the three, only the pile driver, Friday, received a clear instruction. He was the one yelling about having to reinforce the seal as soon as possible.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
What is reinforce the seal supposed to mean? Wasn't that just part of his over-the-top delusions?
Unfortunately, the little one hasn't been able to explain things clearly. But from what I gather, the prototype wanted the other machines to rush to its side. I studied the data the prototype sent them. The pile driver was the first to receive it, and it got the most data. The other two children received much less information, and the content also appeared sporadically. Also, none of our other smart machines received any communications from the prototype after these first three children went missing.
So the prototype's communication module is likely incapable of actively contacting other devices anymore.
Exactly. Kaleda likely realizes that, and probably regrets not making a decision sooner. But she shouldn't blame herself so quickly.
Every time Ben talks, just starts with,
Our smart machines automatically send a single byte confirmation signal when the communication module receives a message. It's a simple feature and is likely still functional. If that's the case, we can have each of the three children contact the prototype and triangulate its location based on the signal it sends back. Time is of the essence, Proxy. When we're in the Hollow, we'll leave the navigation and target location analysis to you.
Hey, I see free stuff. Free stuff. Missing? You're literally standing like... Okay. Okay. Sure. There's a bunch of them around here. I do find it funny they all say missing on them, even though they're like right in plain sight. Huh? What? Oh, they got elevators. Cool. Can I fall down? No? Okay. But why? Does this one come up? No? Okay. I don't know what I expected, but... I don't know. Something? Anything? Okay. Wheel. Wheelie? Okay. Why are we fantasizing about what to do with a wheel? Or a tire, to be precise. Okay. I'm a little disappointed by the elevator ride leading to nothing. What's this? There we go. Trying to level up more characters. Yeah, I don't know anything about advice for that, but good luck. I'm sure there's some people who know. Unfortunately, I haven't even hit that wall, so I haven't looked into it at all. But, I mean, that's the usual, right? They want to time gate you on things. Otherwise, you run out of things to do. Then you stop doing the dailies, and you stop logging in, and you stop spending money. Ah, it's awful. According to them, anyway. Okay. Yeah. I do want to use my own. They're better. And I do better with them.
Hello? Bell. Everyone with Belobog, can you hear me? You're now in the Hollow, somewhere near the border between New Eridu and the Old Capital. Before we get started, let me remind you all, the upcoming metro renovation project also goes through this area, and public security has yet to approve anybody for entry. I never thought we'd end
What
up
team are
back
you running,
here.
by the way, Clay? That you're trying to level out of curiosity.
You've been here before?
This
I don't
was
think
a
you've actually
private
mentioned
new
who you're
development
running.
area before the fall of the old capital. The government and Tops invested huge sums of money in construction. Even Belobog was working on a big project in the area. But that's not important. We should start looking for the prototype.
Right. Then let me explain the plan. First, we'll send the pile driver, boring machine, and heavy-duty grappler to 3 fixed points in the Hollow. Once they're all in place, Grace will turn on the signal transmission function, so each of the 3 machines receives the return signal from the prototype as a repeater. As repeaters, the strength of the signals forwarded by the 3 machines will be different. Then we'll just have to look for a
Ellen,
good
Corin,
location
and
to
there's a
decode the
switch.
signal and find the exact
Interesting.
coordinates of the prototype. In addition, communication between us and the prototype mustn't be interrupted until we finish decoding the signal.
I'm not sure who Caesar is supposed to actually run.
Bell, the location where Grace
Seth
and
and
the pile
Nicole?
driver are
That's an
headed to is
interesting
nearby.
option.
I'll take them there. You just need to
I'll
join
probably
the
end up
others and
having a
deliver the
team
other
with
2
Seth just
machines
because I
to
have
their
so many
designated
duplicates
places.
of him.
Let's find the
for
prototype
actual-
using these 3 machines.
Actually pushing any content near the end.
Grace, take the pile driver. Leave the other 2 to us.
Ooh, free stuff.
Master, the path ahead is blocked by debris. Understood. Please note, I will send a binary message from the HDD. This is simply a test message, and is in no way an encrypted
Soldier Lover, Ujijuan, and sometimes Kaleda.
As you command.
Interesting. Work well with each other. I just play who I find fun. Yeah, that's valid. 100%. Okay, that's totally locked.
Can you hear me, Proxy? The search is about to begin.
In our Nikkei union, we have people who do basically the same thing.
I need your help gathering all the kids at the right place.
And it's, I'll admit, it is a little frustrating because there is co-op content for that, where, like, the whole union has to pitch in. And we used to, anyway, provide
detected, analyzed, and
basically
deployed.
team comps, teams that they should run. So we would give that to them. People still wouldn't do it.
Hey, Proxy.
And it's
I
a little
just sent you
frustrating.
temporary control device.
But
You
that is
can
what
use it
most
to
people do.
maneuver
They just
these
run
kids.
whatever they want.
Use the device's directional controls to make the boring machine move the way you want. Our goal is to get all of them moved into position, then transmit a signal to locate the prototype. Coordinates for where the boring machine needs to go have been uploaded. By the way, the boring machine can smash through walls, but can't deal with explosives. So be gentle when piloting her.
LNC2. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're gonna be stuck with her for a while, at least. That's for sure.
I've uploaded the data. It's up to you now.
Boring machines can smash through walls, but can't handle bombs. I don't know which one I'm... Okay. Where does it need to go, exactly? Over here? Okay. I think so. So we'll get the sliding it around. I guess that's how you collect such things. You just ram them over. Trying to remember which one is it, Ellen? The maid with the little dolls?
Send a normal signal, okay?
Head over to the grappler, Proxy.
Backtracking. Aw, man. There was a map where you could teleport, so I just go to the car. Oh, man. I mean, that's not the worst it could be, right? That's not nearly as bad as some games, not realizing have fast travel. Oh, Ellen's made with the shark tail, right. I don't know why I'm so bad with names. I don't blame you for playing her.
Nice job there, Proxy. We're getting more signal feedback. Okay, same task, but this
Yeah,
time
not
you're
realizing you can
controlling
fast travel in like an open world game, like a really big one.
Grapplers
I've done that
are
a few
different
times.
From boring machines. Grapplers can handle explosives but can't smash through walls. So be careful.
Uh-huh. Bang. Nice. Nice, Evans. That was the right way. Oh, not much. Playing ZZZ. I think I'm in chapter 2 still. Working my way through. How about yourself? You having a good day? Hopefully. Yeah, I actually cannot decide what team I want to run specifically.
All three machines have been
Hard to
delivered
decide,
their
honestly.
designated locations.
Grace, do you copy?
Of
It's
course.
time to start sending
Happy to hear that you're
signals
doing
to the
great.
prototype.
That's right.
Roger that. The rest
Do you
is up
play
to you, my
ZZZ?
children.
No, not
It's time
daily.
to call your elder.
3 days out of the week.
Oh.
I unfortunately have a full-time
We're
job,
getting a message
so
back from
I
the
have to
boring
work.
machine. All three
And,
machines
do
are
other
receiving
things.
a signal from the prototype.
Awesome.
But if you do play
What's going
ZZZ, who's your favorite
What's that
character?
noise on your end, Grace?
It's nothing, just some ethereals. I'll deal with them in a minute. It seems the high-frequency signal from the transmitter not only affects the prototype,
And those
but
3
gets
days, by
ethereals
the way,
riled up
are
too.
Tuesday,
No, wait.
Friday, Saturday.
I'm detecting multiple
I usually
individuals with
stream
high
on
ether
Sundays, at
activity
least a little
approaching
bit,
you.
but
I'm afraid you
that's
and the
usually
pile
like some
driver may
off
have trouble fending them
schedule
off.
type stuff, you know, a game that,
Stop transmitting the
you
signal,
know, doesn't
Grace.
quite fit with the
You
normal
and the pile
schedule.
driver have to get out of there. Don't provoke the ethereals.
No can do, Sweet Pea. Didn't the proxy say we can't let the transmission be interrupted until we decode the signal?
I'm ordering you to stop transmitting immediately. We'll try again after we've dealt with the ethereal.
The prototype is sending a signal, but the time interval between replies is getting longer and longer.
Not
That
currently.
means the prototype's communication module no longer has the power to send confirmation replies for every message. If we stop now, we won't get a second chance. The prototype's logic core is vital to Belobog, so I can't give up that easily.
Don't be stupid, Grace. It's not about whether you give up or not. You can't handle that many ethereals by yourself. Even without the
specifically,
prototype, you can still develop new tech.
When it comes to like upgrading, you know, streaming things, either models or assets or things like that, the way I'm approaching it currently is it's good enough as it is. So if I'm going to upgrade it, I'd have to have income to pay for that. Whether that's the assets itself or things for the community and that sort of stuff in general. You know, I've already put a fair amount of cash into it, so, you know, my idea is I don't need any kind of monetization to like get by on my day-to-day, but what I can do is, when monetized, when having donations and things like that, put that directly back into the community instead of needing to, you know, to spend it for my own things. Not to knock people who do need to do that, but just I don't need it for that, so I can do that with it. So eventually, but not currently.
That'll have to do, Colada.
Not right now, but thank you.
My guests have arrived. I can't greet them properly while talking to you.
Wait! Don't go! Grace! Sis! Damn it! Why does nobody ever listen? Proxy, we have to go save her!
I'm very confused by that relationship.
Warning.
By
High-risk
angry at each other,
hostiles
but then
detected.
sister. Wait,
They
what?
are
Huh?
rapidly approaching Grace's location.
Not good.
Rapidly
We have to go
approaching.
help her.
I'm sure she's fine. She's tough. Wolf boy to the rescue. Here we go.
Move, please.
You know, that's a great question, Clee. I feel like that was explained early on, but it was so early on that I was too overloaded with other information to remember. So I'm not sure why we're called proxy. It's something about what we do. Like, the position we're in is called a proxy. I just don't recall why they call it a proxy as opposed to anything else.
Understood.
Oh, there's another guy in there. Did he just spawn? He must have. That's okay. We'll take care of it. Huh? Am I going the wrong way now? I got turned around. That's crazy. Oh.
In position. Understood.
I'm trying really hard to think about why you would call them a proxy as opposed to anything else. I really don't know. Like, what are you a proxy for?
In position.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That guy's kind of big, ain't he? Oh, there's two of them. This might be somewhat difficult. Challenging, maybe.
Amateurs.
Ow. This fight's a little messy. I'm not sure what's happening. Spinning for a win, hopefully. No, didn't even kill the guy. Damn. Ow. Ow. Nope. Ow. Okay, got another stun. Okay, this will clear out the fight, I think. Oh my goodness, he's still alive. How dare he?
Just leave it to me.
There we go. They're kind of tough.
Materials have all been dealt with.
Grace, how's the situation?
Don't worry. Communication with the prototype wasn't broken.
That's not what I'm asking. I mean, are you hurt? Ow.
Koleda! What was that for?
That's what you get! Why did you disobey a direct order from your president? You even cut communication. Even a hopeless tech geek like you must have limits to your madness!
No, absolutely not. She does not have limits to her madness.
If anything happened to you, even if we found the prototype, who's gonna do the research on it?
Hold on, Sweet Pea. Let me explain.
Oh, I don't want to hear it!
I don't want to pick sides. They're both wrong for being ridiculous. Magic 8 Ball, help me. It's refusing to give me an answer. Alright, I'm gonna take a no as number 2. So I usually pick number 1.
Calm down, Koleda. Grace's decision to cut off communication may not be commendable, but she wasn't acting recklessly. We were monitoring the situation from a distance, and she remained calm while fighting off the ethereals. It's precisely because of her that our search for the prototype hasn't failed. Grace knew the situation here, but things were urgent and she didn't know how to explain it to you.
I get it. I should have listened to what she had to say.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you worry.
It's over now. I'm just glad you're all right.
You two clearly care about each other. If you could just be honest with each other.
Proxy, we can move on to the next step in fighting the prototype, right? Let's go! Grace went to great lengths to maintain that signal. We can't let her efforts go to waste.
Man, way to dodge the issue on that one. Anyway, got work to do. What a classic.
We have enough search data now. Locating the prototype.
Optimizing algorithm. Target location confirmed.
Alright, we're going down the hole.
Bell, your current location is the most suitable one to amplify the signal. Wait a moment. Fairy and I will soon have the prototype's position.
Calculating coordinates. Prototype location found. Generating a map of the area. Reminder, since there are no working cameras in the hollow, the map was generated using street camera images from many years ago based on the coordinates.
Oh, that sounds totally reliable.
Ah, got it. Let me see.
Yeah, come to think of it, you asked why do they call us Proxy, but Glee, why do they call you Glee? It's a very specific name. A low-res image of the Eiffel Tower? Sure. Sent by Fairy to Grace's tablet of the area near the prototype before it was swallowed up. Make out a strange tower in the picture. Yeah, like, what is this?
It's not very clear. I can just about make out a strangely shaped tower.
Grace, Let me see that. Oh, this is...
What's wrong, Ben? Is there a problem with the prototype's location?
Clee from Genshin? Oh. I don't remember names worth a damn, so that did not click. Hold on a second, let me Google that. Oh, the little bomb gremlin. Isn't she the bomb gremlin? Am I remembering correctly?
President. Back then, just before the former president disappeared, Belobog was awarded construction rights for a project in a new development area.
Oh,
the
this is
Pioneers
that.
Memorial Plaza. This isn't a tower. It's a monument in the center of Memorial Plaza.
What? The prototype is located in the plaza that the old man never finished? But
Bomb
why?
gremlin, bomb gremlin.
I don't know what's going on, but looking at the picture, I have a bad feeling about it. The prototype's sudden appearance. It's like the president is trying to tell us something.
Right. Didn't Friday say Horse was calling it?
You're overthinking it. It might have brought up the name Horse, but an enlightened center, stabilizing the seal, it's all nonsense. But finally, we found it!
It's a machine. Crazy. It's almost like we were looking for a machine, and we found a machine. Can you believe that? I don't know that I can. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, we'll just use that. Huh?
The monument
We
is
got
just ahead. We're almost there. This is a pretty rough path, so watch your step.
Thanks, bro.
Anton! Let the proxy sit on the machine! Grace, is something wrong? You're so slow.
Me? Oh, I was just thinking about something.
Good. If you're
Why is
hurt
mine
and
tails?
trying to hide it from me, you'll be in for it.
Just what I've gone by online most of my adult life anyway. Not exactly, but you know, a little play on words, a couple of twists and changes, and there you go. So it's a name I already will respond to. And you know, what people know me as largely. You know, it's not my first foray into being in front of a larger group of people. Obviously not streaming, but communities and whatnot. So I figured, on the off chance, I know some of those people from those old communities were massive weebs. They might put two and two together and be like, oh, he's that guy. Yeah. So, yeah, basically keeping the brand as I go forward. The S is just added really because, yeah, Taylor is taken everywhere. So, one of my friends jokingly called me Tailser, and I was like, that's great, I'm taking that, thank you. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate them coming up with that one for me. But they said it mockingly, so I don't owe them anything. They were making fun of me.
Hey, sweet pea. We're family. Don't be mean.
What?
When I was in danger earlier, you called me sis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even online, it's like, oh, but, you know, would you want one of your names? I won't say which one it is. Could be first, middle, or last. But would you want one of your names online? People could find you. Taylor? Ah, yes. Let me just pull that up on Facebook. Ah, yes. One of, 300,000. Interesting. It's not a useful one. So I was like, yeah, that works. It's as anonymous as you can get while having a name. And I could also be lying. Which, I mean, I don't lie generally, but to hide your identity, you just might. You just might.
Memories. I haven't heard you call me that since you became the president of Belobog.
Really? I didn't notice. I must have yelled it without thinking.
That could be the
In the
case.
heat
It
of
could
the
also not be
moment.
the case. That's the trick. I wouldn't say. But yeah, it's been a more or less a lifelong username, more or less.
I saw the danger you were in, facing those ethereals, and my mind went blank. I could only think of one thing. I don't want to lose another family member. You risked your life for Belobog's future, but as president, there was nothing I could do. I haven't been a very good president.
Keep saying that and I'm going to get angry, Sweet Pea. I know better than anyone how hard you've worked these past years. You're still growing, but you work from early in the morning to late at night. Am I gonna need to be the one to tell you you're not a machine?
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at with that. I have a couple other names I'll use in games depending on like what kind of RPG it might be. Like if you're naming your character that. But largely, yeah, I just stick with the one name.
You say you're not interested in technical stuff, but your desk is all stuffed with my well-worn technical papers.
That reminds me. I don't think I've told this story on stream at all yet. Unfortunate that there's not many people here to hear it, so I'll have to tell it again. So I apologize if you hear this one more than once. But I think my first bit of streamer drama I was ever involved in was well before I ever streamed at all. This was back when New World launched. Actually, there were two things. The first one was that I was just playing the game solo, casual, just hanging out, having a good time. And then I found a farm spot, and some of the people there were like, oh, hey, you want to join our Discord, chat, It's like, yeah, okay, sure. It was like just a Discord as far as I know. So I joined the chat, I'm hanging out with these guys. And we're just playing the game, having a time. For like, 15 or so minutes, just chatting. One of the guys says something. I'm not going to repeat it. But it was a little boomer joke, a tad misogynist, let's say. And there was a chick in the chat, and I was just like nervously chuckled. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna start a scene. I just kind of was like, yeah, sure, buddy. Like this is getting uncomfortable, but I'm in the middle of the game. But then, not a minute later, someone comes into the voice chat and starts screaming at all of us. Except for the one chick who was in there, who apparently was streaming. Mind you, I joined. I had no idea this was happening. So I was just there, right? Just present. And, that was news to me. It's like, oh, they're streaming. Would have been nice to say something, first off. Second off, why are you screaming at me? What did I do to you? They're mainly yelling at the one guy, but they were just like, you man, you're so sexist. It's like, oh, whoa, hold on here. For one, I didn't say anything. For two, who are you? What's happening? Where am I? So lesson learned, don't join random Discords, even when people are nice and invite you to them. At least don't join the voice chat right away. Get your bearings. Maybe that wasn't the first time. I don't know the context. Maybe the guy deserved to be yelled at. I don't know. But it was really weird and kind of uncomfortable. That was just me being present for the drama. The second one, shortly after, was... Well, not shortly after. Probably like a month later. So in New World, there are basically... Yeah, I don't like being yelled at, generally. I mean, in a joking manner, fine. But, like, actually getting screamed at by someone who's pissed off at me. Like, nah, I'm out. See you later, bye. I did not stay in that Discord, to be clear. I left immediately after that. I was like, okay, I'm going. This place is crazy. Yeah, later on, in New World specifically, there is... I forget if there's clans or guilds. It doesn't matter. The thing where you play with other players. And then those guilds or whatever they are within factions in New World, right? And those factions fight over territory to have access to taxes, basically. But you have to fight like every couple of days for every single territory that you own. And the faction I happened to be in was also in control of quite a bit of territory, that is. So we had fights like every single night. And they're like at least an hour long. You have to schedule, I think, like over 30 people to show up for the fight, and you have to make sure they're actually going to show up, which is like that's work. You gotta put in energy for that. And then even after, figuring that out, then you have to actually show up and do it, and you have to have a plan and know what you're doing. There's like, it's basically an attack or defense thing, and it lasts for, I think it was half an hour, the actual fight itself. And it's, it's massive team fighting. So you have to have a thorough plan. People have to have, their objectives. You got to rotate people around to make sure you don't lose things. Like it's way too complicated. It's a lot of work. Tons of energy gets put into it. So, there's a lot of drama going on around the faction in and of itself, just because there's all this stress from having to do this all the time, both on the attack and defense side of it, and, get active players and stuff. And we had one player, long fights. These lasted a while. And we had one player, just one, in the entire faction, who just could never, ever let anything go. Always had an attitude. Always had a problem with somebody. Always wanted to start something. It was just this one guy. But he was in a leadership position in one of the groups that was in the faction. So we couldn't just tell him to get lost. We would have done that to just about anybody else. But, couldn't do it to this guy. And especially because his buddy was a small, I'm going to be blunt, small streamer, had maybe 100 or 200 viewers at any given time, which isn't nothing. No shame on that guy. But because he was seen as a little more, for one, skilled, he was very good at the game. I'll definitely give him that. He knew what he was doing. And he himself was really cool. Nice guy. But his buddy, who he did not keep on a tight leash, would go off and say very not nice things to people pretty regularly. So that wasn't cool. And it got to a point where certain groups, and I mean whole clans, were ready to just stop cooperating because they didn't want to deal with this guy. So, being the person that I am, mildly full of myself and a little bit stupid enough to try things, I reached out to the guy and I explained to him in detail, with evidence, with examples, hey, I want this to work. I want our faction to work. I think you're both good players. I think this guy just needs to rein in his attitude. It was a much longer explanation than that, to try and really hammer it home, because other people had tried talking to him and got nowhere. And, the guy I sent it to, and, I told him, you can send this to anybody. I don't care. I don't care if you share this message. I believe everything in it to be true. I'm not trying to slander the guy. If he wants to talk, I'm happy to. But I need him to understand why everyone's upset with him. That's all we need. And I want us to get along. I want it to be better. And the guy I sent it to, the leader, because, when you communicate with another group, you go to their leader, of course, and you say, here's the thing, share it with who you think is appropriate. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I kind of understand what you're trying to say. I don't agree with everything here, but I get it. And that was fine. I was like, okay, just let me know if you guys want to talk or anything like that. That this is all up to you guys. I'm happy to do whatever. The other guy's response was to immediately post it all publicly, thinking that was gonna like shame me. My response was, okay, and because I stand by everything I said, he was being a jerk. And we tried to have a conversation. He didn't want to hear it, and it all amounted to nothing. But it was all a bunch of drama that I'm sure was on stream. So I'm out there somewhere on a VOD or something, somewhere, and someone's probably like trying to nitpick and make fun of things I said. So there's my drama for you, my streamer drama. Should it ever arise again. But all to say, it ain't worth it. Awful people, like people with bad attitudes, they're just not worth it. Don't bother trying. I don't know what reminded me of that now, but yeah. If someone doesn't respond to, hey man, that's not cool, with what do you mean? That'll probably, I'll probably hear back from one of the guys involved in like a decade, and they'll be like, oh, you're that guy, and I'll be like, yes, it was me. And are you less of a jerk now? No? Okay. Or yes, hopefully. I'd rather they be a nicer person. I don't have ill will towards any of them, but it was frustrating. But New World as a whole really showed, like, to me anyway, that people say they want one thing and they really don't. Like, oh, we want hardcore PvP. No, you don't. Most people don't. There's a small community that does. I respect that. But most people don't want that. Because they listened to that small community when they were developing the game, and they made it all hardcore PvP, always on type thing. And then they had playtesters come in, test the game, try it out. And almost all of them were like, this game is great, except I don't like being in PvP all the time. I don't like that. I would rather it be a toggle. And the game did much better because they listened to that majority that said, yeah, I don't want that. But those aspects carried over into that stuff I was mentioning with the attack and defense stuff, where it was just, oh, it was so awful. Because it would take like an hour or two just to get the teams together and the people organized. And this was every day. Yeah, exactly. Don't got time for that. This was, I think, during COVID or something like that. I want to say it was. So me and my buddy, Sock Boss, you'll see him in here occasionally. He ran the guild that we were in. So we weren't working. I think he was in college. So like we had tons of time, but it was still all of our time just to keep up with it. It's way too much, far too demanding. I couldn't do it now, that's for sure. I don't know how some people did when they were working and playing at the same time. Though I am being told that there is a new MMO that I will be asked to try out. So you might be seeing streams of that as well. Let me find it. Did I close Steam? I did. Throne and Liberty. Whatever the heck that all means. I was told we're going to be trying that one. So, look forward to that eventually. I don't really know what it is. I know it's an MMO. That's what I got. You'll also see Antrol in here sometimes. He is the one who's like, yeah, we're gonna play that. Okay. Working late because you're a streamer. What do you mean by working late? You mean like, do I work after I stream, or I don't know what that means exactly, or what you what you mean.
Even though they're well written. A kid your age, I don't know. Shouldn't you be reading comics or something? Compared to you, maybe it's me who's incompetent. I said that I was doing it for the future of Belobog. But perhaps I was just trying to salvage Uncle Horse's legacy. I thought, if you could just see the prototype in person, you'd understand what an amazing man he was. It's sad to think someone that outstanding is rejected by his own daughter.
Sis,
But ever since that day you said I knew nothing, well, I noticed some clues and started connecting the dots.
Oh no, she's noticing. Oh, okay, that's just a reference.
Koleda.
Yeah, I don't fully
have you
understand
been
it, to be
hiding
honest.
something about Horse?
But I will say, I don't consider streaming to be, like, work. I know a lot of people do. Maybe, like, they're more... Maybe they don't find it as easy to interact with people over text or something. But at least for me, it's, like, the most comfortable way for me to interact with people is through chat like this. And, like... Playing games, that's my dream. I'd love to retire tomorrow and just play games. So, chatting with people and playing games, that's not work. If that's work, man, in the wrong field or something.
the night Dad went missing, I saw him leave with my own 2 eyes. It was late at night, and I was woken up by the sound of a phone call from the living room. I came out of my room to see what was going on, and I saw him clutching this bulging bag. He was planning to leave without saying goodbye. I had a bad feeling about it, so I ran over to stop him. I asked him where he was going, but his bag was yanked open, and I saw it was filled with stacks of banknotes. I learned later, it was the money missing from Belobog's accounts.
That's crazy. She's finally actually sharing what she saw.
I had no idea something like that happened.
Yeah, we have a story with character development. I don't think this is real. I haven't seen one of those
Yeah.
in years.
After that, plus the public security report, I just can't believe in him as much as you guys do.
So you suffered alone all these years? Why didn't you tell anyone? Wouldn't it have been easier to just get it out?
Who knows? I guess I thought if I said it out loud, that'd officially make him a bad person. But you're right. I do feel better.
Just promise me one thing, Sweet Pea, okay? Whatever happens in the future, we face it together. Belobog is your home. Even without Horse, me, Anton, and Ben. We're all your family.
Is this what they're talking about when you go to a job interview and they're like, we're a family? Is this what we're going to get? I don't think it is. This seems like a much better version of that.
Okay, I promise.
Besides, how's that saying go? Facts aren't always the truth. Maybe Horse had another reason for leaving that day. I'm not asking you to accept my point of view, but the mystery surrounding Horse will always haunt Belobog, so we'll keep looking for answers. Right now, our priority is finding the prototype. Let's get going.
Yeah, we're good. We got the exploration data. I like how it stretches and it has a sound effect for the stretching when it goes
This
into
is
the bigger
it.
box.
The memorial square Belobog built back then.
Look! There's a big white thing over there by the monument!
The slick colors, the handsome lines. Yes, that's the prototype.
That is such a
Wait,
weird way to identify
Why
it.
is it in that bizarre position?
I agree. It does look a bit unnatural. Like it's actively clamping down on the monument.
Yeah, in work and school, when they say we are a family, yeah, and you never will be treated like your family. It's crazy how that works. They won't tolerate anything except for doing the things they want you to do. It's a one-way street every time. Doesn't matter what company it is. You're gonna have a one-way street. They want you to treat them like family. They will treat you like crap. More or less. They will treat you as much like crap as they can get away with before you leave. That is more or less how that goes. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, especially these days. Where it's like, oh, you know, you're sick? Sorry, you're fired. Oh, the law says we can't fire you for a week. Okay, well, you have 7 days. And then you're out. Because, you know, that's inconvenient for us. But, you know, if the company was ailing and we couldn't pay you, the expectation would be you just wait. You just wait a little while. Maybe take a pay cut, you know, for the family. Yeah, no, it's never a family. I mean, maybe at a very small, like, mom and pop place, you might get that treatment. But if it's corporate, nah. Never. And the worst part is you gotta act like you do see it that way, even when you don't. It's just really frustrating. But I digress. Let's forget about the awful reality. Hey, Bo. Well, we were just on a tangent about corporate being like, we're a family. Actually, you're in retail or something like that. Service, I guess, technically. So you probably know that one all too well. You apply for a job at a company, or you're working there, and they're like, oh yeah, we're a family. Yeah, no. Barista, yeah. So what's that? Is that technically service? You provide the service of making the coffee? Or whatever it is you're making, I suppose. Could be more than one thing. Yeah, small coffee shops and stuff I can see, but, you know, local places are always going to be a little different. And a little more understanding. It's hard to be mean to someone when you have to look them in the face. Like, when you have to, you know, make eye contact and say, no, you can't have that sick day. I don't care if you're vomiting. Yeah, that's a lot harder to do when they can look at you. When you have a human connection. People still are mean to me. Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, Bo. You're also dealing with the people who can afford to go to a place with a barista. So, I'm double sorry for you. Because, like, personally, you'd never catch me somewhere like that. Not unless a girl dragged me there or something. Because, like, I ain't spending money like that. You know, I want coffee or something. I make that at home. You're a pretty little barista. He's really not beating the femboy allegations, huh? That's okay, Bo. We still accept you for who you are. Wear makeup to make yourself look sick and stay home. That is so smart. I was way lazier. I just refused if I really didn't want to go. I'd just be like, no. That was probably my worst thing. A guy can be a pretty barista and not be a femboy. That's an opinion, all right. I mean, I guess you can be like a pretty boy, kind of pretty. I guess. Then you probably just get called a twink, though. You know. I mean, potentially not, but after everything you've said. Bo from Twitch. You should see his chats up there. I think they're there. Yeah, they are. You're just a pretty boy. Okay, Bo. Sure. I'm fairly certain you've said other things that imply people would say otherwise. Not that you're not pretty, just that you're not just a pretty boy. But I'll let it slide. For today.
Did something happen here?
As a treat.
Ben, Anton, you guys go take a look around the monument. I'll take Grace and the proxy to take a look at the cockpit.
I did already, like, destroy someone today when they said something, so... I'm sorry to hear that, Clay. I cannot summarize what he said accurately. But Bo essentially said that they are pretty, a pretty boy, and... and a barista. And I was like, based on other things he's said, you know, he might not beat those allegations of being a femboy, which I think he's been called before. You calling me a pretty boy, I'm telling my girlfriend. I don't know about that, though. I would have to go check the odds. I'm not going to do that, but I would have to. I mean, I'm not flirting with you, Bo, to be clear. Sorry, but no. Nothing personal. Just literally couldn't. Just to be clear there. So feel free to tell her that I am not at all interested.
Roger that.
You're not? That's crazy. How do you have a girlfriend then? Sorry.
You should be careful in there.
That was
the prototype
that
has
was
been
dumb,
in the hollow
wasn't
for
it?
so long that it may have been corrupted in some places.
That's a reference, but you're not gonna. Yeah, no, relatable. Me too. Very stupid. Have had girlfriends. Mega stupid. But probably the same applies if you've had boyfriends too. Dating. God, how dumb do you have to be?
Don't worry. The cockpit was well sealed. It's still pretty clean inside.
Yeah, that's okay, though. I mean, you don't have to be gay to be a femboy, to be clear. Just to make that abundantly understood.
Huh? This is...
I didn't say you were. I'm just saying you don't have to be gay to be a femboy. That's all. I just thought I'd throw that out there. It has nothing to do with the conversation. Don't worry. It's not an accusation.
No mistaking it. That's a bullet hole. That's
Where is it?
not all, Kaleda. Just look around. There are bullet holes all over the cockpit.
What? What happened here?
Her dad was murdered. That's what happened here. I feel like it's kind of obvious at this point.
The casings all fell inside the cockpit. So the gun was fired at close range. It looks like there was a struggle here. But with how much time has passed, it's impossible to tell if anyone was shot. There's a stack of notes on the center console. Wait. This is...
Ben! Anton! Get over here! The proxy has found something!
Come to think of it, isn't it supposed to be remarkable that our Bangbu talks? Aren't they not supposed to be aware of that? Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like that was a plot point at some point, like an important one, and we've
What is just it, President?
glazed right over it now.
Look at this!
That's a bill for the prototype. Not only does it have President Horse's signature, it has the date and amount on it too.
More concerned about the rabbits, huh? What rabbits?
Yeah, the amount is the same as what disappeared from the company's accounts, and it matches the time of Horse's disappearance.
The little rabbits. Oh, the Bangboos?
So that means Horse took the money to pay for the prototype manufacturing.
Aha! I knew a guy like Horse would never do something like running away with company funds. Horse's name can be cleared with this receipt as evidence.
Yeah, the bamboo.
Wait. Could it be possible Horse was the one
I mean,
that brought the
sorta.
prototype here? But why? And why did he disappear?
He was murdered, Ben. What do you think?
We can't be sure about anything just yet. But with all those bullet holes in the cockpit, something terrible must have happened.
That's like one of the better visualizations I've seen of a bullet casing
old
without it
man.
being super close up.
My dad.
Although, way too
He ran
long of
away
a
of his own
casing for
accord.
it.
But then he hasn't come back either. In all likelihood, he's already dead.
Wow, I mean, at least she figured it out. That's a hard thing to say out loud about your own family, to be fair.
Damn it!
You know, wanting to not believe that is understandable. But at least she got there. That's important.
That phone call right before he left, it was just so weird. He was saying stuff like, "You want me to pretend like nothing happened?" And
Bo, what the
what
hell?
exactly is in there?
That's a little extreme. What did she do to you?
Dad must have gotten involved in something dangerous.
The sound indicating that my AirPods died always scared me. This whole game?
What did he find?
Oh.
Why didn't he tell anyone before he...
Don't worry, Kaleda. We'll find
That's
the
just
answers.
harsh.
I just checked the prototype. The external memory unit in its logic core is intact. It must still have records from back then. I'll start analyzing the data the moment we bring the prototype back. We'll find the truth behind Horse's disappearance.
That's right, President. We'll find a way.
Okay, this guy is, I will agree, kind of stupid. But largely,
Ready to help whenever
they're
you
not
need
that
it,
bad.
Kaleda.
Everyone.
A little cartoonish for obvious reasons, but not that bad.
Yeah.
I've seen much worse.
You guys are right. As president, I can't keep feeling sorry for myself. Okay, let's get this prototype back.
I've definitely seen worse anime. Like, by a mile. So. President. She is the president of a company, yes.
Over this way. Little more.
Careful. Slowly now.
That's it. Steady now, steady.
No worries, I'm on it. Job done.
Me to everyone at school. Wow, Clee, that's harsh.
Let's go. We're all finished here.
Wait, I seem to have forgotten something very important. Right, the seal. My mentor Horse sent me a message telling me to strengthen the seal. But what could the seal actually be?
Huh? Holy shit. What is this?
Something's moving in the monument. Is it an ethereal?
Doesn't look like one, but yet, ether levels are shockingly high.
Yo, we got Mr. Stretch Armstrong here.
It's coming.
He just went, what? Drill his ass, Anton. Come on.
So fast! Behave yourself!
Phew, that was a shock. Proxy, you've seen all sorts. What kind of monster is this?
It doesn't look like an ethereal, but it doesn't look like a corrupted human either.
What's wrong? Belle?
What in the world?
Hey,
Oh no! Hans,
Huh?
Friday, come in!
Their signals are gone, and ether readings are still increasing. Be careful, everyone!
Okay, things are going a little crazy right now. What is this?
Huge. Could it sort the machines?
That's crazy. I love it though.
This monster's aura. I've never felt like this before.
That's a little weird, Anton.
Monument. Dad, is this why he? Cause he found this?
And now we get to fight it immediately instead of having a really annoying, like, I don't know, 10-hour grind to get to fighting it. That's pretty good.
Amateurs.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
Time to end this.
Little old me knows when to get down.
Spam.
Working on those stuff. Kicking the gear.
Nice. 2 assaults. Oh, I got an achievement right there. Nice. Probably for freezing it up times.
Amateurs.
Ow, my face. So it looks like we won.
President! Sweetie! President! President! She's completely covered in smoke and dust.
Calm down. Our sweet pea's not that delicate.
Yo, it's got laser beams now? This thing gets crazier by the minute.
Amateurs. Be gone.
The pleasure's all yours. Full throttle.
Gun.
Time to end this.
See, that Bangu that I just summoned, though, that one's also a Bangu, but it's got a gun instead of rabbit ears. So they're not all rabbits. He's got that Victor laser going on. Oh, dang. That hurt. Nice, nice.
Time to end this.
Pop another roll.
Now.
Alright, 2 assaults. Yeah, I just got whatever I was recommended, basically, for picking a Bangu. And they were like, oh yeah, get the gun move. It fits me pretty well anyway. Did we actually win this time, or is there gonna be another cutscene? Bro, what's happening?
Seems a bit stubborn. Warning, unusually active target.
Bro, he's still up. Holy shit.
The pleasure's all yours. Full throttle.
Time to end this.
Critical turn.
My god, he has so much health. Please tell me I don't have to finish this entire health bar
Be
off.
gone.
Okay, I don't.
Damn it.
That was gonna take a
This
while.
continues, we're done for. The prototype?
Huh?
President!
It took a while to get this thing moving. Leave it to me! Come on, you punk!
Go, President!
Yo, heavy machinery drivers must love these types of things when they do happen.
Sweet pea! Push it just like that! Use the monument!
Got it!
Ooh,
Almost!
pointy stick.
Just a little more!
They're in a stalemate.
The prototype doesn't sound good.
Sweet pea, don't force it. It's corrupting the prototype.
Almost! Come on! Hurry up and get moving!
Try hitting it.
Here, Kaleda. Give it a name. When you call out that name, it'll accomplish whatever you need it to.
Dad, can I really believe in you again? Get moving! Jerry! Don't look down on me!
What a cool dad.
We're proud to be Billabong, the power of smart construction machinery! Even if corrupted, our Billabong machinery will never give in!
That was a real spiral power moment right there. This entire arc is just very
Idiot.
referential, huh?
Hope you'd be proud of what Bellabog's become.
Very, very Gurren Lagann. Very, very much. I don't like her still. He's rooting for her, but it's like, I still don't like her. Wow. Let it be known, Bo is highly judgmental.
Belle.
This story is crazy. I don't know where it's gonna go next, you know? I really didn't think they'd pull the love conquers all thing with a little, you know, the little nugget they planted earlier. I thought, like, you know, coming up with the name thing, it would just, like, you know, maybe counter the corruption, right? So that she could pull something off. Nah, went full on power up. What? Really? That's crazy.
Yo, Proxy! What's up?
Kaleda, are you feeling better yet?
Don't worry. It's just a few scratches. They're almost all healed up. I kept saying I was fine, but my sister and Anton insisted I get a bunch of tests to the hospital just in case I have ether corruption.
I understand why they're worried. You were in the prototype fighting that monster at close range for a long time. We didn't know if it could cause any special harm to humans.
I guess you're right.
Speaking of which, how goes the investigation into the monster in the prototype?
Oh, that's actually the reason I came. Let's start with the monster. Public security called this morning. Said they're making the necessary technical preparations to recover the monster's remains.
Oh, that's good. The monster's remains are pretty unique, so I thought it'd take public security longer to deal with.
Man, you're both just super judgmental, huh? Dang, that's crazy. Well, you're free to be judgmental here. Even of me, I don't mind. I'll give it back, but just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's thanks to those two pubsec girls who came to investigate the scene. But we can't just wait around while they investigate the monster. Can I leave this thing to you, Phaethon?
Oh, this is the unit from the prototype. Yeah, sure, we'll just plug that into our device. This can't make it any worse. We already have a fairy in there. Yeah, I know you have been, Bo. It's okay. I understand.
This chip-like thing is the external memory unit from the prototype's logic core you mentioned before, right?
I mean, realistically, most people judge you more or less most of the time. It's just how they judge you that matters, you know? Do they go, I kind of like this guy? Or do they go, ew, oh, gross. Oh, he's coming over here. No. You know, it depends. I try to encourage people to feel the first way about me, but, you know, can't please everybody.
Right, exactly. Back then, when he found the monster was hidden in the monument, my dad must have driven the prototype there with the intention of destroying it. If that's the case, there may be some clues left within the external memory unit. But my dad used a special encryption process, so we have no way to read the data inside.
You know, that's crazy. I have an AI that, you know, is just magical and can just solve all technical problems. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, anyway, we'll have this over for you in a jiff.
I hate to ask, but can you help?
You can do that without AI. How do you do that, though? How do you get the encrypted data out in a GIF without any kind of fancy technology and AI stuff? It's so hard to be a mean person. I don't know. I kind of swing both ways, you know? Like, I'll judge people, but then I'll assume the best is actually the case. You're just such a smart boy. That's crazy, Bo. You should put that to work, you know? Maybe level up from barista to, I don't know, code monkey or something. It's not like that now here. Not like that, Bo. I swing between being really nice and really mean. If people give me a really good, like earlier today, someone teed me up for a great insult. I couldn't help. I couldn't help it. They had said something, and I just agreed with them and like enthusiastically, and they were not happy with that. But you know, if you tee it up, if you set me up to make a really funny joke at your expense, you know. But yeah, like Clay says, it's fair as long as you judge yourself the same way. And that's what I would expect from someone else. If I said something, right, that teed up a really funny joke at my expense, I'd be upset if they didn't take that opportunity to make everybody laugh their ass off. Including me, because that's funny. But, you know, maybe some people just don't have, like, the fortitude of mind to just take that and not care. What can I say? And Bo says I swing between boys and femboys. No. No. That's all I'm answering.
There's no
On that
need
one.
to be so
Just
polite,
no.
Kaleda. Besides,
Yeah, what do you
we
mean,
actually have
yes?
our own reasons for wanting to look into the monster.
How would you know, anyway? How would you know better than me what I'm into? Like, that's such a crazy thing to assert.
We'll find a way to decrypt the data inside. Don't worry.
Just because I tend to attract gay guys and femboys does not mean that I am one. I just want to be very clear about that. It's not... You can tell when people like boys. You can just tell. You just know.
Great.
That's
Then
so
I'll leave the
impressive.
storage unit with you. I have a meeting with the supplier, so I'll be heading out.
If I was gaslighting you into liking guys. That's what he's trying to do, yeah. I don't know why. Bo, why are you trying to gaslight me? What do you gain from this? I thought you weren't into guys.
Take care. Good luck with the project.
See you soon. I'll be waiting for some good news from you.
It feels like Kaleda's demeanor has changed since we first met her. She's become a more mature president. I never expected what seemed like a simple commission to unearth Belobog's past and involve such a mysterious monster.
Well, Bo, then what do you gain out of this gaslighting? What are you gonna get if you successfully gaslight me? Yeah, I don't know, Klee. I don't know why that happens. I genuinely have no clue. It's a little frustrating because I'd much prefer to attract women, but I don't get it. If I was into men of any sort, my life would be so much easier. In terms of dating, it would go so much better. I wouldn't have to even consider dating. They'd come to me. But no, I gotta get out there and, I don't know, hit up bars or something if I want to date. It's awful. Or go on a dating app, God forbid. Both just sound awful. So, here I am. Yeah, I don't know. I have dated plenty of women, though. It's not like I've only ever attracted guys. It's just, for some reason, they are also interested.
Belle, if I recall correctly, didn't you say something about your eyes feeling strange when that monster started emanating energy?
No.
Yeah.
Wow,
it
you
didn't
both are
last
just
long,
trying to get
but
me
my
into
eyes
this. This is
started to feel uncomfortable.
crazy. I'm being gaslit. Most of his women had... No, they did not. They were actual women. Like, plain old women. You know what I mean? The typical... the typical sort of woman. I'm not ever going to be on Grindr. No shot. That is 100% cap.
There's
As the
definitely
kids
something
say.
off about where that monster came from. It might have something to do with that thing.
I knew you'd
trying
say
to find
something
out
like
about.
that, Bo. You know, I'll take it. I'll take being... I'll take that over guys. And I would take that over guys. Okay, if you're more effeminate, then girls will be more comfortable around you. I don't know if you are or not, but like if that is the case, then yeah, that'd be why. Because they assume you're like gay, you know what I mean? 100% gay, no interest in women, so they'll be like really cool with you. And they might flirt to see if like maybe. But yeah, no, I've never dated older women. Well, that's not strictly true, but like not that much older, you know, a few years maybe, but nothing crazy. I think the largest age gap was like 2 or 3 years. That was in college. You know, I didn't need you to answer it, but I was just saying if you were, then, you know. Bo got a girlfriend because she made all the moves. That's so wild. Lucky guy. I mean, in this day and age, women can make all the moves and it'll work. Like, and it'll probably work a good chunk of the time. I mean, you know, if a tree gave a man emotional affection, he'd probably marry it. So, like, hi again, Zuby. Who is Chris? I need to know who Chris is.
Anyway, the remains were handed over to public security.
Yeah, of course we're gonna have Fairy decipher
Barry,
it, because, like,
since we've increased our electricity bill fivefold to keep you going, you should be able to decipher it, right?
I'd be happy to be of service, Master. However, given the need to decipher it quickly, your current system's computing power, and your electricity usage requirements, I do not recommend doing it here.
yeah, that's basically how it is, Bo. For most guys, it's like, if you just show them affection, that's all you gotta compliment them once about something mild and show them affection. Sold. They'll get you a ring. Like, it's crazy. Especially if it's a guy who doesn't generally get affection otherwise. You know, guys who have lots of options, you know, that might not work as easily with, but, like, average guys, yeah, that'll work.
There is a hacker on Internaut, codename Rain, who, judging by their resume, fits your current needs. This person has also done business with Nicole from the Cunning Hares.
Rain. I've heard of her, Belle.
Who's
She's a
Nicole?
first-rate proxy when it comes to
I don't know who
cracking
Nicole
encryption.
is. That's a great question. Maybe we should go check the agent list
Since she's
after
Nicole's
this.
acquaintance,
Find out.
we'll have an easier time contacting her. Nicole would never miss an opportunity to use her
That's what you'd like,
contacts to
right,
cover
Bao?
her debts, after all.
Gosh, we're finally done with that. No, you don't want to see her. Oh. Okay. Understandable. Which one was it that I need? That one's gonna be up soon. That's super hype. Gave your puppies dinner? What kind of puppy? I think you mentioned your puppy once before, but I don't think you told us about him. Are we still... I don't know, are you? I feel like I'm getting gaslit all the time, so... Anyway, pulling for Caesar, hopefully. Please. I got a B. And another one. I want to hype these up, man. Mini Shih Tzu? I'll be honest, I'm not sure what a mini Shih Tzu is supposed to even look like. Give me a second. I feel like I should know. Oh, they're just little puff balls. At least they're cute. They're not like a Chihuahua or something where they got the beady eyes going on. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Nope, just another bee. Oh, just a normal Shih Tzu. You'll find out eventually. Oh gosh, I gotta spend my batteries. Oh yeah, first getting any kind of pet is always stressful like that. Where it feels like you had them for a long time, but you're like, oh, how long has it been? Check the calendar. Oh, it's been a month. Huh. Yeah, I think the last, I guess you could call it a pet. Sorta. Was a stray kitten we found a few years ago. I want to say like 2 years probably, maybe 3. We found it out near the shed at my parents' place, and yeah, they couldn't just leave it there to die, so we took it in, and they were like, "Oh, who's gonna take care of it?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm the one who lives at home right now and doesn't, you know, doesn't do much." Like I had to. It was like, I forget what was going on. I think it might have been in the middle of COVID, and like no one was doing anything anyway. Like my parents worked, so I was the one who was home. They were like, "Will you take care of it?" I'm like, "I guess I kind of have to, at least until we can rehome it." For context, I'm horribly allergic to cats. Like I just can't have cats. Like I'll choke on the that comes with being allergic to an animal. It's pretty bad. But I was like, yeah, you know, I can't say no. That would be cruel. So I was taking care of it. The next morning, literally the next morning after we found it, I had to bring my grandmother to a doctor's appointment. That's fine. I came back, went up to the bathroom in my attached to my bedroom, and that's where I had kept him. I gave him a couple of blankets, you know, somewhere warm to sleep if he liked, or she liked. I don't know. We didn't actually know if it was a he or she, but little kitten, you know, had its own little place, you know. Yeah, it was not well. Did I ever listen to Diet Pepsi? I don't think so. I don't think I did. Yeah, the kitten was unwell and unfortunately did not survive, which was probably why the mother abandoned it. But it was very sad. I don't think I want any more pets. Not for a while. That was I was very upset. I felt really bad for my nephew who was like really excited to have a kitten. We had a funeral for it. The little kitten's buried in the yard underneath one of the trees. Gave it a special rock and everything. That was really depressing. Sorry. But I mean, it's better than it was gonna get if we had left it, you know. Tried to do what we could. But anyway, getting off of the depressing topic. Okay, so we're at a pretty good stopping point. I know you mentioned wanting to see the other game I had been talking about, so we'll give that a whirl here. Especially since I didn't get Caesar. I'm a little sad. Oh, but I do have to spend my batteries. I can do that probably later. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not progressing fast enough for it to be like, you know, running out of materials or anything. I'm sure someone's like, no, you have to, but it's whatever. It's fine. So just give me a second to get that set up. Yeah, let me get some tunes going. There we go. Close this. Yeah, no Caesar today. I hope I at least hit pity, if nothing else. Like if I don't get her before then, I hope I can at least get enough pulls to hit it. I don't think I have... I don't have a browser set up for this yet, so I'm only going to be able to capture the game itself. There's a browser component to it, but I'll have to figure something out for that. I'll have to probably get like some obscure browser I'm never going to use for anything else, just for this. Oh well, yeah, I guess it's fine. I can. Let's see. I can capture that. Alright, let me change the game on Twitch here. There's going to be some people who have the Dead Frontier category tagged as like they're following it or something, and no one ever streams it. They're going to see a notification pop up for this. They're going to open it and be like, oh wow, someone's actually streaming it. Then they'll look inside and be like, oh, VTuber. Half of them will just leave immediately. Not even look at it. Not even consider it. Your best friend is ignoring you? How dare she? Indeed. 5 minutes is 5 minutes too long. And they call you their best friend. SMH. Yeah, it actually has 2,000 followers. That's kind of crazy. I didn't think it would have any. May update the stream title and other things. There we go. Dead Frontier with a question mark, because, you know, people are going to be like, huh? What's that? Any streamers that aren't some sort of VTuber? Yeah, I mean, that's good for me, so I'm not going to complain. All right, let's see. Let's see if this works the way I want it to. It does not seem to work the way I want it to. Okay. How can I do this? Let's try a different kind of capture. I mean, it doesn't need audio, so like that's okay. Window capture. Maybe that'll work. Oh, crazy. It's a bit of a funky resolution. Okay, we're getting real experimental here. So that'll be there. And then the actual game, when it's up, will be over top of that so that it handles it. Okay, so let's see. I'll zoom in here, so you might vaguely be able to read it. Okay, so in like 2008, when this game came out or whatever, this is what the UI more or less looked like, because, you know, everything was low res. Now it looks much, you know, smaller, obviously. So we're on an Iron Man account. That's what it is. That's the one where you don't have other people to trade with you. Normally there would be a button right here for Marketplace where you could go trade with other players, which is very helpful when you don't find the things you need in the game. We're not doing that. So what we have access to is essentially a vendor, which sells basic stuff, low-level gear. The ones at the other outposts might sell the higher level gear. I don't know yet. This is a new feature from when I played, so anything could be the case. So who knows? I have played a little bit. I'm up to level 8. It's really not that much. Level like 100 plus is like getting near the end game. Last I played. Don't worry about reading it too much. I'll tell you all the things you actually need to know. So all of this is just like management. This is all just like, there's a storage area where you can put items away. It's also a cash sink, so you can put some money in to get more slots for it. Doesn't really matter a ton for us. It's not like we're holding on to things. You know, we take what we need and that's about it. There's a bank where you put your money. If you bring money into the city and you die, I think you lose all of it, except for like $10 or something. Unless you get cash security boxes, kind of like a Tarkov secure container or something like that. But that just secures your cash. That's all it does. Right now, it's not super useful for us. But since we're on Iron Man, we can interact with other players. Most of our items will get scrapped. That's what this little thingy here is. So you scrap it, you just get straight cash for it. That's all we can really do with things we're not going to use. And then in here, under inventory and equipment, there are a few other things. I'm not going to worry about them too much. But there is iron service, is what they call it, for whatever reason. So basically we can repair our armor, use medicine properly, cook food, that sort of stuff. Those are all things you would usually have another player do for you, and you'd have to pay them. But since we're doing Iron Man, no other players, this is all we have. This does cost our food to use, but I imagine it more or less works out. This here is our armor slot. This one I bought off of that vendor. These added stats are what's called mastercrafted items. The most important one for us, probably for forever, is going to be agility. Bo recognizes this game. That's crazy. Had to cut your nails. I don't know if that's a bad thing for you, Cleve, but if it is, I'm sorry to hear that. I usually keep mine short, and I don't always clip it if it's not a lot, but I will push the cuticle back. Oh, you don't? Okay. Oh, you just remember me talking about it. Yeah, this is the game I've been talking about. I know it pretty well because I played it quite a bit. Move speed is like the most important stat in the game, so long as, you know, you have enough of it. There's like a minimum you gotta have, otherwise you will get killed pretty quickly. No, you're not going to. You're not going to recognize this game. And that's okay. I don't expect people to. That's kind of the point of playing it, is to show something that most people probably won't play, probably don't want to play, because it's a little odd. And it takes a lot of time to play. That's okay, Bo. I literally went to Cosmo. I got my nails painted all the time. Got manicures, all that stuff. It's not that bad. Just don't let her do fake nails on you. Those can hurt. What's gay? Going to cosmetology school? Going to beauty school? That's gay? Is that what you're telling me? Oh yeah, we don't have a whole lot here. This is just some basic gear. Baseball bat. Basic. This is a cheap... I don't know what it is. It takes 9mm, but it looks like a rifle. I don't know what it counts as, but it doesn't matter. So there's the brief background. I'm not sure exactly when this game came out, so... But it used to be all a 2D top-down. If people like this, I will play the arcade games as well. Those are the original Dead Frontier games that led to this one. Those have their own like personality and style, very specific and something of a time capsule. But anyway, so you go to this inner city button, and yeah, it has a standalone client because it used to be Flash. Can't do that anymore. So you get a Unity game basically to fill that gap. So let's see, let's get that set up. There it goes. All right, I did turn off the music. Turn it back on. It's got some pretty good music actually. Very good ambience. I don't know if I'll get hit with copyright for it though. We'll find out. Gotta find out eventually, right? Let's see. Or, huh. There it goes. I don't know why it cut out. It's weird. Yeah, here's our baseball bat. And, yeah, I guess it's a rifle, given the model that we have for it. And so the gist of what your goal is to go out, loot good items, and then bring them back to usually sell to other players, but, you know, we're not doing that. So really it's just to find loot that we can use or use for crafting. Get better things. So we're gonna actually just head straight north. There's a map. We'll check that in a second. The map is huge. So we have a quest up here. I believe we have to go to a crashed helicopter. And then there are other outposts like this one. I think that's, yeah, Dog Stockade. And if you just go and go and go and go and keep going, you get to the northeast. All the way down to the southeast. And there's, I forget what this area is called. I've never been here. No idea what it is. Same for the one on the north side. Number between 1 and 3. Well, I picked 1 every time yesterday. So, 2. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. This looks interesting. I know they added human NPCs, like raiders that'll shoot at you. But I've never fought them. But I believe the first goal is to get to Dog Stockade. That's the first, like, next step in terms of outposts. I don't know if we'll do that with this run, though. We'll see. I don't really have, like, leveled equipment yet of any kind. All lootable items are yellow. It used to be that you could loot, like, everything, but it just took so long to find anything at all that they trimmed it down, increased the rates, and just spaced out the loot when they went to this 3D version that you see here. Like, 'cause it didn't always used to be 3D. At one point, it was just a top-down 2D game, which it had its own charm. It wasn't bad, but it lacked the visual fidelity and, you know, couldn't do a lot of things because it was just a Flash game. Last time I went this way, I ran into a flaming zombie, which is like a boss, basically. So we'll see if that happens again. The various bosses will drop loot associated with the area they're in, so they're broadly considered worth going after. You know, if you do run into them and you think you can take them, you should do it. Loot is usually at least worth it. I believe with dying, you lose, I think, just the cash in your inventory. Obviously, like, you won't have any health left. You'll have a very low amount. Your armor gets broken, so it's unfortunate. But it's not too punishing, all things considered. I'm fairly certain you keep the items too, which is huge. So we found some nails there. Those are used for setting up player outposts. So you can basically have that outpost screen you saw earlier, but like a simplified version with less services and stuff. Where you can, like, you know, eat food, use medicine, that sort of thing. You know, the basics. And you can also trade. Text from X's. Oh no. I'm happy I don't have to deal with that anymore. Are they trying to be, like, weird or just, like, annoying? So I feel like I've had a lot more of them just being like, you know, I just want attention. Less trying to be weird about it. That's my own experience. And there are quite a few special zombies. They're just not this early on because, you know, for someone very new to gaming or something, that would be really cruel. One of them is a siren, basically the witch from Left 4 Dead. Screams and a massive horde will show up. Which is not easy to manage. He was just saying hi, but we haven't talked for months. Yeah. That'll be like that person I had in on the Twitch side earlier, who was just like, you know, they start off with hi, but they're trying to sell something. It's always something, right? When they're just saying hi. This one was trying to sell art. This one's probably trying to sell themselves, but you know how it is. I'm waiting for Bo to come back and be like, by the way, do you want to buy some art? Play the really long game. That'd be funny as hell, actually. I do have a fair amount of experience with this game as well, so if it looks like it's easy as heck for me, that's because I've probably put in too many hours. If he just got broken up with again because that's the only time he tries to talk with you. Ah, okay. He's using you as a rebound. That's kind of messed up. And by kinda, I mean just flatly that's messed up. Think you played a knockoff of this? That's possible. Wait, I'm getting Discord messages? 1 second. Let me make sure it's nothing important. Oh, a friend is sending me, I think, a college question. Hold on. I'll see what it is. Maybe we'll put it on screen and try to solve it together. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't think I have the right stuff for this. Hold on. Well, Notepad++, open it. Probably. Oh, man. I don't have any of this set up. He sent me a Python notebook, but I do not have anything Python installed right now, I don't think. So I cannot open that file. Oh no. What is this? Okay, I need to pause the game to read this. It's a computer science problem. Oh, dearie me. Your dad scared you so bad? Why were you like, oh no, I can't let him see the cute VTuber boy that I'm watching? Is that what happened? Or he just startled you, straight up. Oh, what am I even looking at? Oh god, I have no idea. That's exactly it. Can't let your dad's the VTuber guy you're gaslighting, I see. No, I prefer the first answer. I like to be the reason that people are embarrassed. It's fun. No, I get you. The first reason is canon. Alright, good. Fasto09, the feet size, not canon. Decidedly? Has everyone agreed? I mean, I think that sounds like a good idea, but... yeah, okay. I told my buddy, yeah, that it looks like an interesting problem. It's a pathing problem for Python code, but I mean, it's all the same at the end of the day. Code is code, largely. But I do not have the time to sit here and think about it for 20 minutes to give him an answer. So I'll do that later. I haven't had a problem like that in over a year now, though, so I'm kind of interested. Yeah, okay, good. Happy we can agree that that is not a canon continuation of the story. Puppy needs to go out. Well, you better go out. Bonk. Bonk. Mew and Bo. Enters the chat. Just in general. Man, I remember seeing this when it first came out, the 3D version of the game, and it was just amazing to me. Because it was just so long ago. You know, and so like at the time, outside of AAA and like AA-ish games, anything indie looked kind of like this. But it was just from like such a small development group. It was basically one guy and a couple of his buddies, more or less, that built this game. Seeing this level of quality and scale that worked reliably, consistently, for the most part. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but no software ever is. Seeing that at the time for free, as a free game that really wasn't that predatory, and it still isn't. It was really nice, really cool. Oh, I got some sports armor. Nice. I don't know how much that scraps for. It's really all that matters to me. That or it's... I think it turns into cloth, so that's not bad. There is some crafting in the game. Not a lot of it, but there is some. I think enough to basically get me by if I don't find the things I need. Not sure where the thing I need is. I'm in the right place. You can tell by the retrieve electronic parts thing in the corner. But I don't... Must be wherever the helicopter is, but I don't know where that is. So we're gonna have to scour a little bit. Ambulance. Ooh, a shirt. More cloth. I don't even know if I need that, but... That was really fast, Clee. Kind of surprisingly fast. That reminds me, I probably need to get a drink soon myself. Had one earlier, but all gone. There appears to be a handful of zombies here. He does really well going outside. That's great. My parents took in 2 dogs not too long ago. They were basically a pair, and they came from a puppy mill. Did I already loot this one? I did. Yeah, they came from a puppy mill, so they were not treated very well. But the boy of the 2 would never, ever let himself be house trained. Like potty training? No, no, no. We don't do that. No, we piss on the carpet in this household, is what he said. We disagreed, but, you know, can't really stop him entirely. And he knew better. He knew he wasn't supposed to do it. But he just did it anyway. He would get caught and be all guilty. It's like, you know. And he knows to ask to go outside too. So it's like, you're just choosing this, dude. The other one had issues at first, but she learned. Unlike him. Where is this helicopter? Sorry, just thinking about where I need to go for this quest. But, the amount of fur on them was insane, like how matted it was. I didn't think a dog could have, like, it's almost like sheep's wool. Like if you don't trim them, where it just gets matted down and like stuck to them like a layer of carpet. So that was pretty awful. Sorry, that was totally unrelated to what I was saying a moment ago. Still the same dogs, though, at least. We ended up only being able to keep the one, the girl, who was at least able to be potty trained. Found a home for the other one, of course. And yeah, that is relatable. I also prefer to just stay inside. I'll openly admit that during COVID there were like weeks where I did not set a foot outside. I just had nothing to do. I had stuff to do in the house, but there was no reason for me to go out. You couldn't really go anywhere. Couldn't do much. I had plenty to do at home with taking care of family. So I'll find this helicopter eventually. But yeah, definitely a homebody. Probably shouldn't have been that lazy about going out, but it was a big where am I gonna go kind of problem. Been a lot better since I started working. Obviously I have to go to work, so there's that. But even at work, really the only thing to do on break is take a walk. So I get a lot of walking in now too. Wait. I must have to go to the right to find this thing. So yeah, not a super intense game. It does require a little bit of attention the whole time. Because things can go south really quick. I can probably try to trigger that at some point. I just want to get this quest done first, at least. Before I go triggering a mob. And the reason I'm using a bat instead of like a gun or something is the guns make noise, which then attracts the hordes. Which make it very hard to do anything except fight. Which is good if you're looking for a fight. But only if you're looking for a fight. Right now I'm looking for a helicopter, which is not a fight. Is that it? The mini-map probably looks small to you guys. It's also small to me. I can hardly see what's on it. This game makes you want to play your knockoff game? I wonder what that game is now. That's not it. Where in the world? Oh, here it is. Just hanging out, I guess. Helimachopter. I do think I have to go back to the outpost for that to, like, finalize the quest. Otherwise, I would keep going up to the other one. But anyway, we'll use the gun a little bit. Wow, my accuracy stat is very low. But using the gun a bunch, so it should eventually trigger a horde. Do I plan on streaming tomorrow? Yeah, probably. I'm not sure what I'll stream. That largely will depend on like what friends are doing. A lot of them right now are playing Space Marine 2, which is a lot of fun. I've had trouble streaming it, at least at quality, like the game at high qualities. So I'd have to like tweak things if I do, but I'm not against it. It's a very fun game, and I'm getting to a point in it in terms of progression where I can actually do like harder content, which is probably, you know, a little more entertaining too, which is nice. We need a pegging stream. I feel like you're starting to ask for something a little different than what I usually mean by that, but okay. I like to use oh, the jokes are great. That was what got me started on Peggle. It's like, oh, I can make this funny. I can make a joke. That and the Peggle games are great. People should play them. It's okay if I play Space Marine 2. There will be tons of bug jokes and puns. Oh yeah, I figured I would just try this one out. I have a feeling it's not going to be great for streaming, which is fine. But I do at least want to be able to say I have streamed it. Putting your drinks in wine glasses, even if it's just water. A little odd, but okay. A little quirky. But yeah, so for in the future, when I want to tell someone, oh yeah, Dead Frontier, that game, I want to be able to say, yes, I did stream that. You can go see what that game is like. Even if it's, you know, 30 minutes of gameplay. It's not one that I see people reference a whole lot anymore. I wish I had the time to actually get somewhere in it to where, you know, it gets to the more interesting and exciting parts. It's a huge time investment. So, you know, a lot of these older MMOs are kind of like that, where they expect a lot out of you. Eve is kind of in the same bucket of like, it's a big time investment to join a relatively small community. It is pretty simple. I would say it can get a little complicated if you want to let it be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Like, you can do the vast majority of it without thinking that hard about it. And you know, it's simple fun for the most part. And I kind of wish we could get something a little more fast-paced, a little more, you know, actually, I would just say a little more action-packed from the get-go. I don't mind that it's a slow burn to get to the top or anything like that, like the grinding and all that. There's just not a lot happening for a good chunk of it. Which makes it kind of drag on. You know, you can play the game for 3 hours and it's like nothing happened. Which, you know, isn't awful. But, you know, that's a very specific kind of experience you have to be looking for to enjoy. Which, you know, I feel like you could probably have every now and again. But for Specifically for streaming, it's regrettable that it's just really doesn't work. Which I didn't think it would. But that's okay. It's more nostalgia for me than anything. After I finish this, I will check when the game came out and when this update came out and stuff like that. Put a few things in context. Get an idea. It's crazy to me that the game is still up. Like, I'm sure it can't be super expensive to run because a lot of it runs on your own machine. But it can't be cheap. I mean, they have staff still managing things and you know, keeping an eye on the forums. What is my favorite color? Purple. By a landslide. Nothing comes close. Which, nothing to do with anything, but I do want to mention, in Space Marine 2, you have to pay money to get purple as a color. I'm very upset about that. It's like $40 for the season pass, and that's how you get the color purple. Okay, let's I'll show you guys the level up and like give you a brief idea of like how stats work. Can I guess your favorite color? Green. I'm guessing green. I'm probably wrong, but that's the one I'm going with. So the gist of how all this works is these are your base stats over here on the left: strength, endurance, agility. They don't do anything that you might expect them to, except for maybe agility. Strength just lets you wear like heavier armor and use heavier weapons. It doesn't increase your melee damage or anything like that. It's not complicated. Agility make you go faster. These are your proficiencies for weapons. They literally just let you use weapons. It's that simple. So early on, no, it's purple. Well, I figured from your profile picture, I figured you liked green if you used that, but that's okay. I tried. I used a context clue. But no, that's good. You have good taste. Purple is one of the better colors. In my opinion, the best, but if you have other preferences, I could understand them. Yeah, but like these get like super complicated. There's a critical hit stat, which is just weird. Like, what do you mean critical hit? That's a stat on its own? You got to put points into? Yep, it sure is. Bo's favorite color? Oh, gosh. I don't know, Bo. It might be purple. It just might be. No. Golly, I don't know, Bo. It's pink. Okay, but what kind of pink? And for context, I'll say for purple, I prefer a more chalky pastel type of purple. I like pastel colors in general, not because they're pastel, but just because they're very matte, like they're very neutral, like they're not reflective, they're not shiny. They're just super matte. But anyway, to finish my thought here so that I can close out of this and we can, I don't know, go do pegging or something. We'll probably go to critical hit here. And the reason you do critical hit is to literally increase your odds of critting. And there's a max depending on what weapons you're using. So like for melee, I think it's like 79, something like that. It's an obscure, like almost random number. And that applies for things like agility and stuff too. Like with mastercrafted items, which they give you stat bonuses, I think 50 is all you need for agility. You can go higher, but you don't really need to. Same for crit hit. You know, you're maxing out at 79 because of how the mastercrafted stat bonuses boost that even higher. To hit like a cutoff point where adding more points literally does nothing. I don't really understand Dex and Stealth. I don't know what those are entirely. Those are new. since I last played. And then the weapons. Basically, you just want to have a well-rounded set of weapons. I think you can max 3 reliably. And usually that'll be like melee is almost always one of them. And if it's not, it's going to be pistols. Maybe rifles if you're crazy, if you don't mind the money sink that it is. And then shotguns or machine guns. And then usually explosives for the final one. Usually it can be anything, really. You can have a mishmash. You can do melee pistols and machine guns. You can do a bunch of things. So there's a lot of build variety, again, for the time that this came out. And I'm surprised they added new stats. That's crazy. They must have raised the level limit or something to do that. But anyway, we finished our mission. Let's see. Okay, so now we'll go over to the yard. We have our sports armor and all that stuff. We're not going to use nails, so we scrap those, get money. What a game. Yeah, I mean, it's not complicated. I'll be the first to admit that. Oh yeah, I have a shirt now. Good, good. That, I think it sucks. I mean, honestly, if we're being reasonable, if this game came out now, yeah, it sucks. It's not that great for, you know, modern comparison. There's definitely better zombie games, especially now. To put it into context, though, for why this was like a thing, why some people are still loyal to it. Let me. Plants vs. Zombies is yeah, it probably is a better zombie game, to be fair. Yeah, like this has a lot of nostalgia for me that makes it like, yeah, I dabble with it again. But yeah, no, it's not that good. And that's valid. And I mean, it kind of can't be. There is a Dead Frontier 2. I think I've mentioned that, which is very similar to this. But everything's sectioned off a lot more, like individual rooms and buildings are instanced. I kind of don't like it because of that, because like everything's really closed in. So unless they've changed that opinion stands. But it is third person. You know, you get a lot more control. Individual zombies are more dangerous. I remember the level cap being like 20 and you couldn't really, I don't know, it didn't feel like there was a lot in it. It's kind of a empty game almost. It had a skeleton that was neat, but beyond that, it wasn't fleshed out nearly well enough. There's definitely other, you know, games right now that are similar, like Dark Tide. It's not technically zombies, right? But similar feeling, you know, it's a horde shooter. But it's a lot more engaging, a lot more fun, a lot more intense right off the gate, you know. But let me find out. Here, I gotta take this off. I'm gonna Google and stuff, and I don't want to get in trouble. Like Elden Ring, yeah, no, I wouldn't compare it to Elden Ring. That's a little. I don't think that's quite a valid comparison. There it goes. Okay. Now I can use my browser again. So let's see. When did Dead Frontier come out? In 2008. April 21st, 2008 was the first day. Yeah, and then a 3D version came out in 2010. So the one that we were playing is more or less the same, with some updates, of course, as it was 14 years ago. You probably know people who were not alive when this game came out, in the form that it is now, more or less. You know, they've added some areas and changed some systems, but basically the same game. So, you know, in 2010, there weren't that many options for good games in the first place, you know, overall. You know, you played through your Half-Life 2. Negatives, how does that even work, Bo? You were negative 16? That's not how math functions. You were not born 2 years from now. That's not how this works. Anyway, it's a very old game. And when it came out, you know, it'd be like, oh, what are we going to play? I don't know. Literally, that was the answer. There wasn't much to play. So the idea that, you know, a game would take like 2 years to get to the end game, that was appealing. You had something to play. You had something to do. That wasn't an MMO with a subscription. Because, God, the subscriptions. Yeah, now people play, you know, Roblox, Minecraft, Gary's Mod if they're older. Apparently. According to my hours in it, anyway. How many hours do I have in Gary's Mod? God. It's a lot. I just know it's a lot. Okay. I want you both to guess. How many hours do you think I have in Gary's Mod? I'm not 40, Bo. I'm in my 20s. Back in the day, it was boring, huh? Yet, you know it was. It was boring back in the day, Clee. There wasn't nothing to do. Compared to now, it was like, it was desolate. 867? That's way too low. Try again. I had far more than 867 hours in Gmod. Come on now. Alright, you're still too low at 4,000. Believe it or not. Yeah, 1,700 is too low, man. $7,000. Bo's very close now. So I will, let's see. I'll throw the image up on so that I have a receipt. Not 10,000. My numbers between Bo's two numbers, 7,000 and 7,253 that he said. It'll be up on screen in a second. I just have to make a little image out of that. Image. Okay, there you go. There's my playtime on Gmod. And those are mostly active hours. I was not just letting it idle overnight or anything. That's crazy that you guessed 7132 right before I put it up. That's very close. But yeah, it's over 7,000 hours. Mostly of playtime. That's a lot of time. Imagine what I could have done with those hours if I wasn't, you know, a teenager for most of them and, you know, busy. I sure have. I still don't have the 1 year achievement, but what can you do? I'll probably never get it now because I don't play the game. Most of those were on roleplay servers. Mostly Stalker roleplay, as in STALKER, all in capitals, as a acronym, I guess, for various different things in Russian/Ukrainian. Not stalking people. That'd be weird. Kind of weird that they call it that, but you know. Okay, let's see. What will we do? You think I'm weird? Yeah, and? Like, was that not clear in the first place? I feel like I put out that energy pretty well, that I'm a bit of an odd guy. Bo, are you okay? I don't think Bo's okay, guys. Well, why'd you say that? Wait, that's not a joke. That's just the truth. And I don't blame you for saying it. While we're in this moment of between games, I will ask you both to, and anyone else who feels like chiming in, to let me know if you want to play Peglin, more ZZZ, or I don't know, suggest something if you just have something random. But let me know while I go and grab some water. Sorry for the stare, Bo. It's just the idle, like the default. So, you know. Okay, so what am I being suggested here? Okay, so we got balloons. I assume you mean balloons. Dress to impress on Roblox. Or Peglin. Man. Okay, I'll cut you guys a deal. Alright? I have a trade offer. You ready to hear me out? I will play Dress to Impress. However, we'll do that tomorrow. And I have a friend who would love that idea and will probably join me on it. No? What do you mean no, Bo? Why not? Why can't we do Dress to Impress tomorrow? What's wrong with pushing it off a day? To make it a real feature. Dang. Klee accepts, so I mean, which part are you saying no to? Are you saying no to doing it tomorrow, or no to me including a friend of mine? Because I have a friend who's been bugging me to play Roblox on stream with him. I mean, I'll do whatever. Let me check with him though. I might be able to get him to do it right now if you guys want. Although I don't have Roblox installed, so that might take a minute. We'll probably end up doing it tomorrow, though, knowing him. He's probably busy. It's so wild to me that you guys actually want me to do that. I don't know why it is, but it is. Alright, I'll have to like figure out how to do that anyway, so doing it tomorrow is probably for the better. I can like figure out how to run Roblox, get an account, all that stuff. Have it prepared instead of doing it last minute, you know? Alright, so it sounds like we'll just play a little bit of Peglin. I have to have so much software open for this. It's crazy. Even updated the title. That's where we'll be playing it for a little while. Yeah, I've actually never booted up Roblox, so the whole thing will be a massive learning experience, I'm sure. I've only ever watched my nephew play it, so that's all the context I have, and obviously he's not good at video games. But in the meantime, before we get to Dress to Impress, we need to do our pegging. A thorough pegging. We're continuing the Crucible, too. Awesome. Attack supply random debuff. That's kind of neat. But we'll just go with the regular old Gabo. Oh yeah, we start out with something. That's neat. Open relic. Battle words can. Oh, another option. That's pretty good. That makes everything easier. By a lot, actually. Yeah, now that I've agreed to it, I'm starting to have second thoughts about Dress to Impress. I'm a little scared of, like, what kind of audience does that bring me? Are you guys sabotaging me? Is that how this is gonna go? I'm gonna get in there, be playing for like 10 minutes, and then 12-year-olds will swarm the chat. God, I hope not. But it would not be the first time that chat undermined my existence. I need to get that reset. Dress to Impress will bring you girls and gay people. Excellent. I mean, that's basically my audience, it seems. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. There we go. Got the reset finally. Alright, that'll kill that slime. The worst part is you guys are going to see how bad I am at picking out clothing. This is going to be so awful. I'm going to get clowned on. I'll have to start thinking up excuses for why my tastes are bad. I'm getting slimed. Well, that just went poorly. 6 damage, that's it. Wait, what does that say about my buddy who really wanted me to play Dress to Impress? Oh my goodness. You actually can't even dress as a guy? That's funny. You might be surprised, though. Like, I did go to beauty school. It wouldn't be my first time around a woman. I don't know if I'll win any awards, but I don't think it'll be that bad. I guess you haven't seen my my Code Vein character. I think that would restore confidence in me a little bit. I have a hold on, I have a screenshot from that somewhere. Let me find it. Shouldn't take too long. Somewhere in my backups. I don't know which one to show, so we'll do both. Just give me 1 second. I gotta move things around. It takes a minute to show pictures. Image. Yup. Okay. Both the same character. But one's more cutesy, one's more memey. There you go. I think it looks good. So long as I have preset clothing, that shouldn't be a problem. I think. Although someone out there is going to be like, but actually, this looks like crap. But, you know, that's just their opinion. Anyway. You have some faith now? Good. I hope it's not too much faith, but just a little bit, that it's not going to be atrocious. Yeah, it won't be the worst thing you've ever seen. That's all I'm saying. Okay, which way am I going here? That's a great question. I guess right. No, because I'm not gonna have any money for that. So what's the point? Guess I'll go right anyway. Yeah, I always play female characters and dress them up as what I would find attractive. Because I'm not a femboy. I'm not a femboy. I'm not. And honestly, I don't know what makes you think that I am. Name something, Bo. That's not how I said it. Long hair, yeah, and? In my defense, as far as style and everything goes, for like, you know, having any ability to pick out, you know, I sound like a girl. I definitely don't sound like a girl. And I definitely didn't say it the way you typed it. I didn't go, I'm not a femboy. I didn't do that, okay? I did not do that. That is specifically the opposite of what I did. Although I have just cursed your ears with that, so suffer. Wow. Yeah, I know we have Klee. I know we've had this conversation, but Bo disagrees. He says I sound like a femboy. I don't know how that works. I don't know where these allegations come from. I don't know why. I think he's just malicious and evil. Bo evil. Bo is probably projecting onto me, honestly. That's a good call out. I'm fairly certain you're right. Yeah, I know you're still here, and I don't talk behind people's backs. I talk to their face. Would you like to declare that you're not projecting? Is that what you're getting at? You're not a femboy. That's crazy. Are you sure? What's your girlfriend got to say about that? How does she feel? Does she think you're a femboy? I feel like she would have really valuable insight on this. Too easy. Let's see. What is this? She's sleeping. Oh. Well, ask her later. Ask her what her thoughts are on that subject. I'm very curious. If nothing else, she'll get a good kick out of it. Not a femboy, just a very feminine man. That's what you are, Clay? That's fair. There is a difference. I'm not sure how big of a difference, but there is one. Ah! I haven't bullied you into anything, Bo. You were trying to bully me. This was entirely in that direction, all right? I may be many things, but I'm not that much of a bully. Well, I don't know who made you insecure. It certainly wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. I'm innocent and pure. I've never done anything at all. It was me? Unbelievable. Prove it. Oh, what upgrade to take? Wall bounces contribute, or all pebbles get upgraded? Wall bounces. I just haven't found a ball that I want to keep. I'm gonna cry to sleep, Bo. Come on now. You're gonna make me feel bad saying things like that. And I know you're BSing me to do that on purpose. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. He's full of baloney. Ooh, got the crit. There we go. Wow. And other crying noises. Is that part of the script? Am I supposed to do those for you? I'm kind of lazy. Ooh. Not a lot of damage on that one. Maybe I can get this bomb off for once. I almost never get it because it's like hidden away. Clay said they made a joke to a friend of theirs that's Australian that she's healing their trauma with Australians. So apparently I'm healing their trauma with straight men. Well, happy to hear it. I can't promise that's actually going to be your outcome, but you know, I'm trying. We're just here for a good time, you know. Have fun. Ooh. Got the bomb. Very nice. You have trauma with Australian? Sorry, that just hit me. Like, you have trauma with specifically Australians? That seems so unlikely. There's really not that many of them. I mean, there's not like none of them, but like there's not a ton of them. You know what I mean? Ow, they're beating on me. Oh, that is so much damage. You've never met a straight man that hasn't preached to you that you're going to hell? That's crazy. Where... Don't actually answer this question. I'm not actually asking, but like, where do you live? You know? That's crazy. Not once in my life have I ever actually met someone who's genuinely awful like that. I've met people who are like, well, oh, I don't agree with that. But, you know, they keep it to themselves. And, like, you know, they know that they're not, you know. Okay. Specific personal anecdote. Yeah. That'll do it. People discount anecdotes as being, like, a valid reason to feel a certain way. But I think that's a little too simplified. Because, you know, it doesn't justify how some people feel about certain other groups. But, you know, if something bad happened to you or you had a really bad experience and now you're basically traumatized, or just, you know, have a bad taste in your mouth, really, you know, you're going to be once bitten, twice shy. I don't think that's as bad as it could be. And it's something that you can learn from if that's, you know, the case in the more severe examples that I'm thinking of here. Yeah, I don't want to upgrade pebbles. They're kind of crummy. What's this one? Orbalisk? That's kind of neat. I'm going to the treasure, right? Yeah, going to the treasure for sure. I mean, yeah, no, honestly, some straight guys can be scary. I'm not gonna lie about it. There are whole communities that are just genuinely awful and they're only full of guys, really. I've had the displeasure of trying to run a community that is like a sub-community, basically, of a larger community that is almost all men. A lot of them are, for valid and invalid reasons, socially inept. And, you know, not great people. I would say about half of them are just not good people. And then a lot of the others that are, they're good people, they mean well, they're not nasty or rude, but they like just can't interact with someone of the opposite, you know, of the opposite gender or anyone different, really. Anyone that's not just a dude. They just can't interact with them normally. They just can't do it. And while I get where some of them come from on it, some are just straight up socially inept. You know, like they either don't have the experience and they're working on it, or they have some kind of some degree of autism in many cases, where like they just can't, like just socially they just can't. So they just get away with a lot more with guys because, like, you know, other guys aren't gonna be weird about a guy talking about guy things, but girls will be, understandably, like just how it is. You know, they don't want to hear about your, you know, so we had a lot of that where, like, yeah, there were some guys who just turned into like toxic incels, basically, where it was more than just like, you know, them being sad. They were like actually awful. So yeah, there's whole groups of guys out there like that that are especially awful. total tangent from what you're talking about, but you know, just throwing that out there. That while, you know, I would definitely say being a VTuber as a guy, like a normal straight guy, is, I mean, I can't flaunt my massive memories, so you know, the early game is a little difficult. You know, I can't get attention that way. Yeah, that's fine. I knew that going in. You know, there's unique challenges to that, and just challenges to being a guy in anywhere that's not male dominated. Same way it goes the other way around with women entering male dominated spaces. But yeah, no, I would say on the whole, guys are a little bit worse because I've been in both, you know, environments. And if you don't engage with the drama in the women-centric communities, let's say, if you don't like involve yourself in the stuff you don't want to be involved in, you can mostly stay away from it. But if you go into men's areas, let's say, you're either in or you're out, right? Like you don't get to just not involve yourself with that stuff. It's gonna get involved with you whether you like it or not. And usually what I mean by that is it ends up being something toxic. In those bad communities, there are good ones where you know, there are guys who care to make it a nice positive environment on the whole, but not all of them. And those ones that are not all of them are usually pretty rough. But yeah, trying to run a community with like 50 people basically. Like we had a couple hundred people in the Discord, but most of them didn't play. The few that did, the 50 or so, were mostly guys. A lot of them, as I explained, and the few women we had were trying to make it like a better community, but the reality, the harsh reality, was just that we couldn't. Because if we changed the rules to match what would have been better, I'm not disagreeing with that. They were right. But if we changed the rules, no one else was going to show up to take the place of the people we had to get rid of. You know, the people we didn't really love, but had to keep because otherwise we just didn't have a server. We didn't have a community. It would just die. So between the two options, it was like, well, guys that are not great, but not evil, because we had already gotten rid of all the evil ones, or just nothing. It was like, well, I mean, we still want to do our thing, so I guess this is what we got. And yeah, straight guys who will then flirt is funny. That's just funny. Like, I think guys just don't like to admit it. You know, when they're not quote unquote normal. And yeah, I suppose I am a product of a guy hanging out with women in a way that's not seeking a relationship. I think that's something guys should do a lot more of. But that's, especially with online interactions being a heavy focus, it's kind of hard to get, unfortunately. I think that probably the best place to get that as a guy, if you don't have local stuff to do, like if you live out in the boonies, kind of like where I am now, unfortunately, is to go into like MMOs and stuff. Way more women play those games than most others. So if you're looking for communities that, you know, you can just socialize with women as just humans, right? Please don't try to date them. At least don't go there with that expectation anyway. That's a good start. You know, if you want to get a more rounded socializing experience, MMOs are a good place for it. Oh, my buddy who sent me the computer science question goes, I was not aware it was Saturday and that I was streaming. That's hilarious. He actually just doesn't know what day it is. That's tough. Heal or just don't take damage at all. I can like abuse this to get healing if I know that I can, you know, play it a certain way. This is more of like a covering your hind end. I'll take the stick. Hopefully it works out. You know, I'm not feeling like this run is going well. So I don't know that we're going to get past the Wendigo. More max HP, nice. What'll be here? Oh, another fight. Okay, where's my crit? Down there? Oh, man. Okay, we'll start over here. Oh. Now it's over there. Okay, well, I got a bomb. That's pretty good. Yeah, that helps a lot. No bomb on that one either. I want to get rid of that plant because it's just going to do so much damage. Can I? Darn it. That's going to hurt. Okay, how can I do this? We'll hit this one. The next time I should be able to get that bomb. Oh. Thought I was gonna get a different one. Nice bomb. I don't want any of those. Yeah, we'll just take nothing, unfortunately. None of it was going to really help me. So all I have is the crit orb. Everything else I have just kind of sucks. Okay, got a bomb. It's a good start. Okay, 2 bombs. Nice. Nicole's level 40. Nice. Oh, he's one of these. Gross. I hate this enemy. I remember what he does now. If you cross those vines, you get hurt. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. And the crit is all the way over there. Got it. Ooh, nice shot. Throw a couple of bombs out. Is it like half health? Okay, we might be able to do this. Okay. Getting there. Has there ever been a YouTuber you randomly don't like that then a few years later is outed as a truly awful person? That's an interesting question. I mean, as like referring to them as someone who at the time was considered like perfectly fine and there wasn't any moral issues with them. I don't think so specifically if that's the qualifier. People who were mildly not great and then I was like, an awful person. Yes, definitely. But they're, you know, people that I'm fairly certain everyone knows of it being awful. I just saw their content earlier and was like, oh, no, they're not good. Not a good person. Dang it. He stole my ball. Though I think if you end up hitting it, one of the pegs for it, it'll release the other ball and go into play. Mr. Beast? I haven't kept up on that drama specifically well enough to know who's good and bad. But I mean, person with lots of money, good person? Often suspect, to say the least. Oh, nice! I cleared almost all the vines. Oh, but yeah, I'll be honest, I never really liked his content, but I never really had a strong opinion on it either. I just, it wasn't for me in the first place, so there was like no shot that I was watching it. I think mine was like the Paul brothers, although they were outed pretty quickly as being like actually just bad people who like more or less prey on kids. You know, for their clout and money. Like insecure teenage boys. Which is a special kind of sad, but, you know. Oh, I don't like that one. You only get 4 directions. A round scroll now. How do you get more refreshes? That's interesting. I'm sorry, what? Is that a joke? What is that a reference to? What? Hello, Mr. Epstein? Like, what's going on here? Okay, you can no longer obtain gold in battles, but your current shot's total damage. Oh, no. This sounds good. Makes it easier to refresh. I mean... Clay, you need to... Okay. Okay. We love men exploiting young men, as in taking their money. I see. That makes a lot more sense. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, that was bad. That was a bit of an oopsie. A whoopsie daisy, if you will. A peak oopsie daisy. Okay, the crit's over there, so we'll try to end up with it. Oh yeah, we got the crit. Oh yeah, that'll kill the first one. Nice. Man, we one-shot that. Not gonna one-shot it with the rest of these. Just no way, no how. Owie. I moved the crit over there. I don't like that. Oh, I still got it. Ah, but I barely got any hits, man. I barely did any pegging despite having a great setup. Unbelievable. I think Clea might be in a cringe coma, dying slowly. It's okay. Don't worry about it too much. I'll forget by tomorrow. I don't know about everyone else, but I'll forget by tomorrow. I need a shop. I have so much money. Like, nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna get a shop till, like, down here. That's insane. So there's no sense in skipping a boss fight. That's a free relic right there. I don't know how I'll do. No one else in YouTube chat. I don't know. I see 3 watching right now is what it says. So, I don't know. And I mean, I think Bo's still here. He hasn't said goodnight yet anyway. He might just be sleeping with it open, but... What are these? Oh. Nice, nice. Okay, yeah, we're going straight down. Ooh. Oh, what a shot. Did you see that? Straight down the pipe. Perfect. The others will forget. I mean, they probably will, yeah. Unless someone clips this, you're safe. I'm in the middle of streaming, so I can't clip it. I don't think this is going to go well for me. Because it is already going poorly. Okay, got a bomb at least. That'll help. Although it will not solve my problem. Oh my goodness, he can heal. Yeah, it's so Jover bros. Did not get the bomb. Oh, interesting. Still missed the bomb. I'm so depressed. But I'm getting beaten. Oh my goodness. Guys, I think I'm a little cooked here. Dang it. Okay, that's one down at least. Oh. Oh my gosh, it came so close to the bomb. That's true. Thank you for reminding me, Clee. If you guys don't like and subscribe, leave a comment, you know, do all the engagement things, you will never explode from pegging. Which is what I'm well on my way to doing right now. I mean, look at that health. I'm about to pop. Just like that. Popped right out of my skin and into my soul form. Yeah, I had like nothing going. That's, yeah, not great. I was trying to save up to get something better because I wasn't finding any good orbs. But just nothing worked out. That's okay. It is getting a little late. It's something like 10:30. Wow, yeah, 10:30. And I got up early today, so I'm very tired. Okay, so plan for tomorrow is somehow y'all talked me into doing Dress to Impress. So I don't know when exactly we'll do that. For now, I'll say the usual 7 to 10. That way people can plan. But we'll see. I think that's what I'll go with, just so that it's consistent. I don't know how I got talked into this. I guess I'll just do whatever you guys want. is the cold hard reality. As long as it doesn't seem like a stupid idea. But with other friends telling me to do it, I figured, you know, fine. We'll probably try some other things in Roblox as well, but we'll see. That will include a friend of mine. So, hope you guys are ready to see Vari. He's a character. Yeah, we regularly talk smack to each other, so I hope you're all ready for that. Otherwise, I think that'll have to do it for tonight. It's late, and I'm tired. Y'all are probably tired too. I'm surprised Bo hasn't gone, I'm sleepy, and then disappeared. Although he's probably sleeping, if I had to guess. Anyway, have a great night. Hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow at Dress to Impress on Roblox. Crazy. But anyway, have a good night, and I'll see you then.